Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to my channel. As always, you all know who I am right now. I don't think I need to say my name. I do talk about my loves of the Beatles, my love of music, my love of movies, and my love of musical theater. 3 out of 4 of those, give me a subscribe. If you like 2 out of 4, if you like 1 out of 4, give me a subscribe. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and spread the word about my channel. This video was suggested to me by a longtime viewer, Franco. Shout out to you, brother. He suggested, hey, talk about The Graduate. I'm going to do that right now. Mike Nichols' 1967 film, the second film. And I'll be talking about the Criterion Collection edition of this, which came out in 2016. It took me a while to get this one, actually, because I had the MGM UA Blu-ray release of it. And I was like, is there anything different on this? Anything different at all? A 4K transfer, for one thing. New special features, like a new interview with Buck Henry, one of the co-screenwriters. A lot of the special features from the other disc as well. If Criterion ever releases a new Blu-ray, and if you have the original one that came out back in 2008, 2007, or 2009 when Blu-ray was first coming out, they're worth an upgrade. So definitely upgrade. This film, I really think, was one of those big shots in the arm that happened in the 60s. One of those iconic films. You had a lot of directors starting to tackle the system. I would say David Lean with Lawrence of Arabia in 1962. He really made you rethink of what an epic film could be. You had films by John Frankenheimer, especially The Manchurian Candidate. Actually, Mike Nichols' previous film, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, his first film, that was also a shot in the arm with the way 4-letter words were treated on screen. First time some of those were used in a movie. You had Bonnie and Clyde, which was another big shot in the arm. And then in '69 with Easy Rider, Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch, Midnight Cowboy, everything was coming apart, and the old way of doing things was pretty much no more. Now, what about The Graduate? I think every film fanatic should have this in their collection. The film has not aged one bit. Even though this came out in 1967, it's just as fresh as it was when it first came out. It's just as fresh today as it was back then. Dustin Hoffman, star-making performance as the confused Benjamin Braddock. Just got home from college. He doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. He's bored. His parents are putting pressure on him. Everybody's putting pressure on him to go to graduate school. You know, he was going to be this, he was going to be that. He doesn't know what he wants to be. Their next-door neighbor, Mrs. Robinson, finds him attractive. So they begin having an affair together.
What's wrong?
Mrs. Robinson, you didn't expect...
What?
you didn't really think I'd do something like that.
Like what?
What do you think?
Well, I don't know.
For God's sake, Mrs. Robinson. Here we are. You got me into your house. You give me a drink. You put on music. Now you start opening up your personal life to me and tell me your husband won't be home for hours.
So?
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
Until Mrs. Robinson's husband wants him to take their daughter out. And he finds he likes the daughter. And the daughter likes him. Which then throws everything in chaos. Mrs. Robinson tries to sabotage everything. Obviously, she's jealous of her daughter. She then gets engaged and married to somebody else. If you've seen the film, you know the ending. You know the ending of the film. Is it a happy ending for those who've seen it? I don't know. I always loved the fact that it seemed happy. But there's a hint of ambiguity there, which is what I love. 4K transfer on this 2016 Blu-ray release is excellent. This film is always meant to be seen widescreen Panavision in the 2:3:5 aspect ratio. No question about it. Cinematographer was the great Robert Surtees. What did he photograph? Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur, 1959, Charlton Heston. A lot of things with the French New Wave that I don't know if too many Americans saw in movies, especially in a commercial film. For example, Mrs. Robinson follows Benjamin up to the bedroom as her husband's coming in. They haven't begun their affair yet. And she tells him, Benjamin, I really want to see you. I find you attractive. And she's got her shirt off. And as Benjamin keeps on taking a quick peek, he's embarrassed, but he keeps on taking quick peeks at her body parts. He does quick flash cuts of each body part. You don't know. Did you just see her belly button or her breast? What did you see? Real fast.
Oh, God. Oh, let me out.
Don't be nervous.
Get away from that
I
door.
want to say something first.
Jesus Christ.
Benjamin, I want you to know that I'm available to you. And if you won't sleep with me this time...
Oh, my Christ.
If you won't sleep with me this time, I want you to know that you can call me up anytime you want and we'll make some kind of an arrangement. Did you understand what I said?
Let me out.
Benjamin, did you understand what I said?
Yes, let me out.
Because I find you very attractive. And anytime you want, you just...
Oh, Jesus, that's him.
A lot of jump cutting, a lot of montages in this film. And of course the songs by Simon and Garfunkel, the opening credits beginning with The Sounds of Silence, so iconic. And of course Mrs. Robinson, the one thing that they specifically wrote for the film. But Sounds of Silence, Scarborough Fair, Parsley, Sage, Rosemary and Thyme, the songs are used to help the narrative and move it forward and sort of give an internal monologue to Benjamin. I'm glad they never went and made a sequel to this, but if there's a film that is comparable to this, I'd say in the 80s, it would be Risky Business. But that concerns high school. But I think both of these are comedies. Graduate and Risky Business are comedies at surface level, but beneath the films, beneath the surface, there's a lot more to it. Graduate, the Criterion Collection, everybody should have this in their collection. Buy this, don't stream it, buy it. That is my take on The Graduate, and please leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Anything you want me to talk about, please let me know. And until we meet again.